Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for January 5th. We're going to take a look at the US Japanese yen pair first. This particular pair closed lower today. It is starting to move sideways with a bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially move as high as 93.03, possibly as low as 90.69. Look for some resistance around 92.50 and look for some support around 91.20. Okay, now let's take a look at the Euro USD. This particular pair closed down, did break previous resistance to move higher, coming close to some previous support that we had, but made just a little shy of that and then pulled back and closed much lower, definitely moving sideways. We do have a slight upward bias. If you notice, draw your trend lines here. Definitely having a slight upward bias, but still overall moving sideways. Look for this to potentially go as high as 145.53, possibly as low as 142.80. Look for some resistance around 14500 and look for some support around 14300. Okay, now the pound US dollar pair. This particular pair closed down today. It's moving sideways overall, bias sideways. Look for it to potentially move as high as 162.42, possibly as low as 158.71. Look for some resistance around 161.50 and look for some support around 159.25. Okay, now the US Swiss. This particular pair closed up during today's session. It did break previous support. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially move as high as 10412, possibly as low as 10199. Look for some resistance around 10385 and look for some support around 10250. As far as news announcements go, we have the Bank of England releasing their rate decision tomorrow. The rate, it says at 7 p.m. Most of their rate decisions are at 7 a.m. I think it's a mistake as far as when the news is supposed to be released. It's typically 7 a.m. The consensus is they're going to hold rates at 0.50%. Now, the Bank of England also has their asset purchase target being held at $200 billion. Now, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Japanese releasing their official reserve assets for December at, well, they don't give a consensus. The previous was at 1,073.7 billion. So definitely keep an eye on those news announcements, particularly the rate decision in the pound. Now, what are we looking at? We have in the Euro USD, we have a pivot low that's been created. Pivot low has a lower low than the bar before it and the bar after it. This one happens to be at least a 4 qualifying bar, possibly more. Qualifying bars are the number of bars on either side of it before it's actually broken. So currently to the right we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We just started the 9th. To the left, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9 if we were to move it over. So the greater number of qualifying bars you have on either side, the greater the breakout potential is for this pair. Now, take a look at this low. Our next area, basically, of support and resistance or of support, if you look on the longer time frames, the week and the month, is around the 141.01 price, which gives us a good large amount of room to profit. You know, down, if you're down around 115 pips or so for this particular move. The Euro USD is one of the better pairs to use for pivot reversals and breakouts. Let's just put that there so we can actually see what we're looking at. Basically, we'd want to take a position where we would sell short 1 pip below this low and then look to exit right here. I don't know if that'll happen during this next session. We are over 100 pips away from it, but if we get a pullback like this that continues over the next couple of sessions, we'd be definitely within range of breaking that and pushing through it over the next couple of sessions. So it's definitely something to take note of. The interesting thing about this is you can actually use a very tight stop loss of 30 pips. And if you get a breakout that's 115, the risk to reward's really good on that. So you can grab several pips. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.